Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how I made this card. So I'm going to show you in a minute. It's got a belly band on it. Can I just say how beautiful these papers are? So these papers are from a guy called Antonio Makes. He's got his own YouTube channel as well, and he's just launched like his own set of digital kits on his website. So this is the details for you. So it's www.antoniomakes.com. And if you use my code Louise10, you'll get 10% off all orders. Yeah, go and have a look. Basically, it's beautiful. So let me just take this off here, and then you can see. So this is like, it sort of looks a bit napkin foldy, and then you open it up, and you open it up again, and obviously that's where you'd write your message. So it's just quite a nice, it's quite a nice card. Now I've used too thick a base card. For all the layers that you've got, so you want to use something a bit less than that than what I've used. But yeah, hopefully you'll have a look. The Miri card that I've used is rose gold from Dovecraft, and then the base card was just some base card I had in my stash. I don't know where it's from. But yeah, sorry, aren't these papers gorgeous? Can we just please appreciate how nice these are? Oh my goodness me, look at these butterflies. And look at this. So this is actually one of the, because he does fussy cuts as well, so this is one of the fussy cuts that you can print off. So I've just fussy cut that out and stuck it onto some gold card. But can we just appreciate how big that is and how gorgeous that is? Anyway, let me just stop. Anyway, so yeah, please have a look at his site. There'll be a link in the description below with the code and all the details about the site, so go and check him out. So let's get into the video and I'll show you how to do this. Okay, so for this card, you're going to need, you can either do a kind of very patterned paper version, or you can, if you want to see a bit more of your base card, you can put a few less layers on. I'm going to do the maximum amount, and then well, there's a couple of extra bits you can add in if you want to, but you'll see when we come to it. But if you want to strip it down, you want to do less, you can. Okay, so I'm going to clear these bits away for now, and we'll come to these in a minute. So what you want to do is get yourself a base piece that's 12 by 12, and bring out your scoreboard. Now you might find that using a ruler and a cork board and a score pal thing, you know, score whatever this is called, bone folder, that's the word I'm looking for, is easier. But anyway, we're going to give it a whirl on here and see. So you want to make a little mark at 4 inches and at 8 inches on all 4 sides. If you want to draw that in, you can, or you can do what I'm doing and just make a little, you know, notch where it is. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little notch at 4 and at 8, and then I'm just going to use my pencil and just draw a little line in, just so I can see it well under all lights, because otherwise you can kind of end up losing your little notches. But it's just helpful to do it with your scoreboard, because that's I just find it easy just to like do a little thing first and then go back in with the pencil. Okay, so now what we want to do is you want to score from, I'm going to start on this side, so you want to score from effectively your well, the way I'm scoring, it's my 4-inch mark to the other 4-inch mark. Okay, now the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to put my scorer tool in the 4-inch line, bring it down, and then we line that little mark up with the 4-inch line there, and then we line this up with where it is here, and hopefully we should be able to score this fine. Now you might have a scoreboard that allows you to do it easier than this. If you do, great. I don't. And so we're going to score all the way down. And then we're going to keep doing that all the way around. So from just join up your 4-inch marks from corner to corner. Okay, so once you've done that, you're then going to join up your 8-inch with your other 8-inch. Okay, so obviously that was my 4-inch, that's my 8-inch. This is my 4-inch, this is my 8-inch. So I'm going to join up my 2 8-inch marks. And again, I'm going to use this 4-inch line. So that's there. that is there, like that. And we're just going to join those up. And we're going to do the same on all of our marks. So you should end up with that, and I'm hoping you can see my score lines. Now, you do want to be really careful that you definitely join them up. I think I might have gone a little bit of cropper on a couple of them, but I think it's okay. As long as this looks pretty square and all your corners, these are pretty much 90-degree angles, you should be fine. So we're going to put the board away. I'm going to keep my scoring tool out. And then what we want to do, I'm just going to turn this over, is we're going to fold and burnish along all of those inner score lines first. So this inner square that you've got here, we're just going to go ahead and fold and burnish all of our score lines. Now you want to make sure that you're going for a card that is not going to crack. You also want to make sure that your base card is not too thick. I have a feeling this one might be a little bit too thick, especially once I've added matte and layers to it. But anyway, we will see. Hopefully not. Okay, so I've folded all those in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this one in and then fold this flap back on itself. Like that. And then fold the opposite one in and fold that flap back on itself. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to open this up. I'm going to leave those two little flap bits back. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to do the same here. So I'm going to fold this in here. And I'm going to fold this back on itself. Just turn it around like this. And this one in and that back on itself. Okay. And then I'm just going to quickly turn this around and I'm going to fold these two sides back in. Now this is where you get all of your bulk. So this is why you do not want too thick a backing, you know, like a base card for this. And you want to really give those, all those creases a really good burnish. And then we're going to repeat the process over here, like this. And this is where you realise if you've scored properly or not. I would probably have a go at this with a piece of just like, you know, really thin paper to start with, just to check, you know, that you're doing it right. So that is basically your card. So that opens up like that. These fold down like this. And then when it stands up quite nicely like that, and you kind of have the full kind of display. So you can either do it that way, or if you wanted to, you could add it onto a card blank and have it so it opens up this way, but I preferred to have it this way round. Okay, so what we're going to do next, and I'm quite concerned this is going to be a little bit too thick, but anyway, we're going to give it a whirl, is we're going to start sticking our mats and layers on. So starting from the inside, I'm just going to start from the inside here. So on this piece here, you need a matte piece that is 5 3/8 by 5 3/8. That's going to go in there, and you need a pattern piece on top that's 5 1/8 by 5 1/8. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick this down. Okay, so now I've done the inside piece. Obviously, if you want to stamp a greeting, do that before you stick it down. Now I'm just going to fold the top in and these sides in, and I'm going to start from the front and work my way in, I think, with the pattern papers. So for this front section here, for this square and also for this square, you need 2 mats. And obviously I've said square, I know they're triangles, I've said a square because then what we'll do is we'll cut them up so that they end up being triangles and they fit. But so for those you need 2 squares, 2 matte squares that are 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and 2 pattern papers that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So what you want to do, now I've done because I sort of stuck some of these down beforehand, I actually made a bit of a mistake and I went and stuck my square down first before cutting it. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that as it is, but for the front I am going to do it properly. So you want to take your, sorry, this is going to be on the inside, this is on the front. Getting in a muddle here. So yeah, so this is going on the front there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick that on there. But for the inside square, I'm going to do it properly so you've got an edge all the way around. So you want to take your 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 pattern square. I would put tape on the back first, and then go ahead and cut it diagonally, however you want to do it, and then cut this diagonally and stick the 2 triangles down. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut my paper in half. I forgot to tape the back of that before I cut it, but never mind. So I'm now going to take the tape off this and stick these triangles onto their mats. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to stick these 2 on the front here, like that, and I'll stick those 2 on the inside. Okay, so that's the 2 square bits done. So next we're going to focus on these rectangular panels. Now in total there are 8 of these panels. I've split it over 3 different patterns. So I've got the butterfly pattern, I've got the damask, and I've also got this musical note butterfly one as well. So I've split it up over those, but you need 8 in total. So 8 mats that are 2.5 by 5.5. And 8 patterns that are 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, and obviously how you divide it up is completely up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these on. So I've chosen this lovely blue on the front, and then the damask here and here, and then the butterfly all around the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. Okay, so I've stuck, as you can see, I've stuck these down, and as you can see as well, I've kept the, because it's a right way up paper, I've kept the registration correct. So you've got, you know, it stays the right way up, as it were. And then obviously these come down like this. This comes across like this, and as you can probably see, it's a very thick card. But that is because my base was quite thick already, and then I've used this Dovecraft rose gold foiled card, which is quite thick. Thankfully the papers aren't, but as I say, it does stand up, and it makes it quite a nice, it's quite weighty. You could display it like that. Actually, I quite like it like that. So now all we need to do is go ahead and add the thing on the front. If you wanted to, you could do a belly band on there. I think I'm probably going to go with maybe a ribbon, and I've got this beautiful butterfly, and this was the Bubbly Butterflies fussy cuts, and I've just backed it onto some gold, some double-sided gold card, and I think I'm going to have that on the front there. So I'm just going to attach him on onto the ribbon, and then yeah, he's going to be on there like that. So I've just changed my mind. I am going to use a belly band, and the reason I'm going to use a belly band is because I just think it needs to stay together. I'm not the biggest fans of belly bands, but anyway, we're going to go for it. So I'm just going to lay this on. Now this piece measures 1 inch, and it's literally the length of an A4, so it's just about 11 3/4. Ideally you need something a bit bigger than that, but I don't have anything bigger than that. So my plan is to bend this round like this, and try and keep it nice and flat. It won't meet in the middle. Well, it will meet in the middle, but it's not going to overlap, which is fine because I've then got a piece of ribbon, and that will do the connecting for me. So what I'm going to do, and also because you don't want it too tight because you want to be able to slide it off. So that is actually literally meeting in the middle. In fact, what I might actually do is I might just put, because I'm going to put the butterfly over the top, but I might just put a connecting piece just over the top of that, just to add absolute security, because this isn't the thickest of card. So I'm just going to add an extra piece over the top, So I'm just going to add some red tape onto the end of this side, like that, and the end of this side here. You have to put 2 pieces because I don't have any more of the thick stuff. Okay, bring my card back into place. Just bend those round, get them lined up like that, and then I'm just going to stick this over the top, making sure, there we go, that it's lined up top and bottom. And then take the backing off here. As you can see, I haven't put sticky all the way across that middle section, just in case there was any peeking out. I didn't want it getting stuck into the card itself. So we're going to put this over here. Make sure it's nice and tight, but not too tight. And stick that down there like that. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add the ribbon. And I am going to seal the ribbon at the front, just because I've got a big butterfly that's going to go over it, so we're not going to see it. So that's fine. So let's put the red tape on. And this will also help keep the whole belly band together and add a bit of stability as well. Okay, so that's the ribbon on. Now obviously that looks very untidy, but that's fine because we've got a big, nice, beautiful butterfly going over the top. So I'm just going to add my red tape onto there and stick that down. I could hot glue it, I could do, you know, or stick it down other ways, but I'm going to do red tape because I think that's probably the best way. Okay, so I've done the butterfly, I've done the belly band, so you just slide this off. Slide it off, and then obviously that's, you open it up. If you wanted to, you could decorate these triangular pieces here and also the triangular pieces in here. I decided not to, but if you wanted to, you can. I quite like just a little bit of relief that it gives. But yes, it's quite nice. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add a few little gemmy pieces on there, and that's basically done. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please go and check out www.antoniomakes.com and then use my code Louise10, and that'll give you 10% off your order. I really do love the pieces that he's done, you know, the things that he's done. They are very beautiful, and I'm not really into like your distressed type thing, but I love this. Is just, oh my goodness. Anyway, I've done a video on some of the bits and bobs that you can get, you know, some of the kits that you can get from him, so check out that video. I'll put a link to it either up in, there'll be a card up in the corner. Yeah, I think that's how it will work. But yeah, please go and have a look, because I said, look at that butterfly. I mean, that is just the most beautiful thing. And obviously, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you should be able to, you know, download those digital kits and use them. So that makes it very accessible to everybody. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed today. Obviously, I'm going to add a greeting at some point as well. But I hope you enjoyed today. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And we will see you next time. Bye.